Nah, it's all good.
All right, yeah, whenever you're ready.
So first question is, how did you start in the photography industry? Basically, like, what was your journey? What was your journey to get to where you are now?
My journey is to get into the industry.
Yeah, to get into the photography industry. Like, how did you like first start off?
Um, I started off doing photography. Um, actually, like just by accident. I moved up here from Florida. I'm from Florida originally, so I moved up from Florida to New York. And long story short, I was talking to a friend of mine trying to figure out how I can make some extra money because I only had a part-time job, and they was
Yeah.
essentially like, um, you should start doing photography because I already had my camera. So my original idea was like to just do headshots on Craigslist and um,
Uh,
for people like on LinkedIn, like do LinkedIn headshots on Craigslist for like 25, $50. But I ended up falling in love
yeah.
with it. Started doing my own personal projects, and yeah, just kind of grew from there. Um,
Oh, okay, that's cool because I'm trying to do the same thing as you, the same thing as well too.
for sure.
Um, Next question is, what drives you in shooting? Are you trying to tell a story or capture any emotion?
Um, I try to tell my own story. I don't really go in. I just like to create. Honestly, true. I just create art. It's just stuff stuff that's in my mind that I want to put out to the world. So it's not really. I do these things on my my website called Visual Story. So sometimes I'll have like a whole story where I have like music going, and I'll write up a little blog essay and do like a photo series, whatever. And that's like a bigger project. But sometimes and oftentimes I don't really have like a big project in mind. I just have a shot that I want to capture. So I'll just call a stylist, call a model, and I'll create a mood board, whatever, and it'll have some type of emotion to it. But I'm not really necessarily telling a story. I just want to. I feel like, I mean, all my photos tell a story in a sense, but I'm not going in. There's a difference in my mind. There's like a different type of stories that I tell because like I said, I do written pieces with music and a whole ordeal, and then I have like just photos that's just like one off story, you know.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that. I feel that. So the next question kind of leads into this one. When you first started out, did you try to have like a trademark to your photos, like a consistent theme that people knew, like, oh, these are Jared's photos?
Nah, I never really tried to do that. I guess after a while, like my editing style, kind of, I just found my my favorite go-to editing style. But even now, I'll still experiment depending on like what the photo is and what I'm trying to do. I'll experiment on an edit or anything like that. But I don't really have in my mind, I don't have a signature look.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to write this down to learn a little bit.
No worries, bro.
Okay, alright, next one. What was one of the biggest challenges in your career so when you first started off?
Um, the biggest challenges in my career was just kind of finding my lane, finding out what I wanted to do, finding out what kind of brands that I wanted to work with. I feel like when I first started off, I was trying to shoot any and everything. So I was doing parties and baby
Yeah.
showers and dog photos and portraits and fashion pop-ups and all types of stuff. And it wasn't really stuff that I enjoyed doing. So just honing in on what I actually enjoy doing, telling people no, learning the power of no. When sometimes, I mean, oftentimes I get offers for gigs that I don't necessarily like doing. So just being able to be like, no, that's not really something that I want to do, and passing it on to someone else and just waiting for the right opportunities and not really feel like every opportunity need to be got because every opportunity is not for you.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, I understand that. That's actually a good point.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you said, like, you just, like, there was a point, like, what point do you think you decided, like, you were just, like, you were being more selective in like, what work you were doing? Like, what year, when did you start, like, in the year's term? Like, did you start doing photography, like, 5 years ago?
I started
6
doing
years ago?
photography in 2015. No, I'm sorry, beginning of 2016. So like January, January 2016 was the first time I ever like worked with a camera and everything.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
The next question is, like, what point did you realize that I am happy? Like, I've made it. Like, this is my thing.
I mean, I don't feel like I made it. Made it in what sense? What you mean? Like I found my passion,
Like,
or
like you felt content knowing that, like, this is truly what I want to do.
um, I mean, I'm not even. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily content. I'm happy I'm happy with my current lifestyle, but I don't feel like this is going to be the final stop for me. It's going to be more than just photography. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to be just a photographer, or just be boxed as a photographer. This is like I love photography. I love telling stories. I love working with people and capturing portraits and meeting new people, working with other creators and stuff like that. But for me, this is just like an entry point into the creative realm. I want to do other things as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say I'm content. I'm happy. I'm happy with my not my status in life, but what I'm able to do right now. I'm able to pay my rent and work with these dope brands and do these dope projects and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. And I mean, I could be doing something else, so I'm just happy that I enjoy doing my job. You know, it's just like kind of like having a 9 to 5, but I actually enjoy doing it. So I'm thankful for that, and I don't have to complain about stuff. I mean, I still have issues that my fellow 9 to 5ers don't have, and they have issues that I don't have, you know. So it's kind of like it's not always sweet on the other side. A lot of people often feel like just because I work full time for myself, it's kind of like sweeter, but I still have other things to worry about. So I wouldn't necessarily say this is the final stop for me. I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm just thankful I'm able to wake up and do something that I'm loving right now. But I know in the future that I'm definitely gonna be doing something else other than photography. Or if I'm not doing photography, I'm not saying I'm not gonna be doing photography, but I won't be always a commercial photographer. Eventually, if I'm doing photography, it's gonna be more into the fine arts realm where I'm doing my own private portraits only. I'm not really working with clients like that, and then I'll venture off and do other stuff, whether it be music or fashion or hospitality or whatever it is.
No, I love that, dog. Always got to stay on the grind and ambitious. That's how I try to look at it as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you first started shooting out with, like, what was your camera and what was your favorite editing software? What is your favorite editing software?
My first camera was a T5i, Canon T5i with a 50 millimeter. And then I also got the stock lens that came with it. I think it was like an 18 to 55 millimeter. And then you said my favorite editing software?
Yeah.
I edited in Adobe, so I edited in Lightroom, and Photoshop. But I'm actually about to experiment with Capture One. I've been hearing a lot of things about Capture One and stuff that they have on there. So I'm gonna start playing with Capture One soon as well.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. For the next one, if someone's starting out with not a large capital or doesn't have the best equipment, what do you recommend to like overcome this and just to like keep on going?
I mean, it's not really about the equipment, honestly and truly. Some of my first campaigns that I ever shot for like Kenneth Cole and other brands were with my T5i and my 18 millimeter.
Okay.
You feel me? So that's a crop sensor, so it's like a smaller screen, whatever, or smaller sensor, whatever, smaller image, and it's not as high quality as the other cameras. But I mean, again, it's not really about the equipment; it's more so the skill itself. I mean, I could take a photo on an iPhone, and I could take a photo on a Sony, whatever, and I mean, we would know the difference. But I mean, for the common eye, it's really just like that composition and that coloring and the tones and that story you can tell with the imagery. So a lot of times these brands just want stories. They don't really care for like high quality images. I mean, obviously they do care for high quality images. That's something that I always deliver. But it's like that's not really what they think they want the high quality images, but it's just the storytelling and something that captures the eye, especially nowadays because we live in such a society where it's like short attention spans. So these brands are really only have a second to catch somebody's attention. You feel me? So that's why I feel like most times people want to work with me. Just I do a pretty decent job on telling stories with my images and stuff like that. So the brands that do reach out to me is usually on some aspect of they need to tell a story, and I'm able to tell that. But again, it's not really about the equipment or anything like that. Because I mean, there's people that's shooting national campaigns for Apple that's shooting with an iPhone. You feel me? So obviously, if iPhone's up to quality, if Apple's using it for ads, so it's not really about the equipment. It's really just who the photographer is and what they can capture and what they do.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. But we're kind of going back to one of the previous other questions. Like you said that you wanna do more. Like in the sense of you still being in photography, not looking too much ahead. What kind of milestones or goals do you have in let's say the next year for 2020, 2021?
Milestones with my photography for the next like year or two. Um, I really want to get my own gallery. Like I know that I'm going to be doing more gallery shows and presenting more presentations and stuff like that. I want to just start planning for that. And I started planning last year, and kind of fear got the best of me, so I kind of postponed that and just other things. Really, fear is all fear. I mean, it comes down to fear. It's make excuses. It's fear, but it was some stuff that got in the way of it, and I kind of like postponed it. But this year, I really want to execute on that and get that done because I know in the grand scheme of things, that's where I see myself going. So I need to go ahead and get the first one really out the way, so I can just start getting the understanding and feeling of what it's like to be in that type of position and host those type of events and do those type of things.
No, I feel that was exactly the same way for me. Like when I first started off, like I was just using my regular iPhone camera, and like I was going around asking my friends. I was like at first, like it took me like 3 months to ask my friends, like, oh hey, can I like take photos of you, like. Can I do? You want to go out for a photo shoot? Because I was always so hesitant because I would always think, oh, why should I ask people for a photo shoot when they can get their own photo shoot with their own camera, with their own phone as well.
Facts.
But like that, just hearing that, like honestly, like it's just like you just gotta keep on going, and like hearing that, like that really gets like my moral out. And like now I'm at the point like I actually have my own DSLR camera to take photos, which is like a huge blessing on my part.
Oh yeah, that's major, bro. Like I said, I started the same way. Like before I would call myself a photographer, I always I started going by the term photographer like in 2016 only because I started using like a Sony, a DSLR. But I mean, I was still a photographer before then because I was shooting with my iPhone. So it's not like I was new to photography. It's just that I went into the photography lane and actually actively chased that title at 2016 with the actual camera stuff like that. But again, it wasn't until actually I became a photographer that I even considered that to be a real photography, which it is. Like, so don't feel like you needed a certain equipment or you wasn't a photographer or you just started like getting in the craft, whatever. Because like you've been in the game, it's just you just got new equipment. It's not necessarily about the equipment you use; it's about the images you capture.
Oh, okay, that's cool. For the next one, like, what's your like? At this point in your career, what are your favorite? Like, what brands really excited you when they reached out to you?
At this point in my career, right now,
Yeah.
which brands excited me that I've worked with previously?
That you worked with previously. Like when you got like an email or a text saying, "Oh, hey, we would love for you to come shoot with us." Like, what brands were just like, "Oh, wow!" Like I can't believe they're actually coming out to me.
I mean, right now I shoot all commercial. I switched over to do all commercial clients. So I've been shooting all commercial since 2018. I made that decision that I'm only going to work with commercial clients. And so, I mean, all the brands that reach out to me are pretty cool. I've worked with, like I said, Nike and Jumpman, obviously, Foot Locker, Spotify, Essence hit me up. Essence was hit me up earlier today. That's why I was late on the phone call. But Essence hit me up earlier today about something for Fashion Week. Rock Nation.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's like it's really just everybody. I mean, I'm just it's brands like it's just brands that I grew up looking at or magazines that I looked at grew up looking at as a kid, whatever. And they're like reaching out to me, and it's just like I never really thought that I would be in this position to actually work with them or be featured with them or doing the things that I'm doing with them, you feel me? So any brand that reaches out to me is really just an honor and it's a privilege, whatever. But again, like as much as I love working with these brands, that's at the end of the day, it's like it's still a job, and I still have their clients, and they're more or less my bosses, and I'm trying to get to the position where I can create my art and live and thrive off of my art. I'm not in that position as much as people love my artwork, but I'm not solely surviving off of my artwork just yet. I sell merchandise and I sell artwork and I sell prints and presets and all types of stuff. So I'm doing different things to generate income. But until I'm totally free, not totally free because I don't want to seem like I'm a slave or anything like that, but until I'm totally free in a position where I'm not necessarily fiending to get a commercial client, where I can actually pick and choose which clients I want to take and take on passions only because I want to take them and not really because I want the bag. Then I'll feel good. But again, I'm just thankful to be working with these clients anyway because they don't have to work with me in the first place. But it's just like dope to see that.
Alright, that's cool. One of the last and final questions is: do you have any any like knowledge or lessons you possibly could share with me?
Um, I mean, just read a lot, learn a lot, just practice a lot. It's just trial and error. You gotta put the work in regardless. I do a lot of I just do a lot of reading. I just try to network, try to work with other creatives.
Okay.
I try to work with other creators as much as possible. That's kind of what really helped grow my brand. I worked with like a lot of stylists, a lot of makeup artists, models, and stuff earlier on, and so that helped me like collab and get my work in front of eyes that I necessarily wouldn't have seen before, or what my work necessarily wouldn't have been seen before in front of. So just doing collabs is dope, and just always learning, never really settling, and not being boxed in, never feeling like this is it for me and this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. Always, like I said, for me personally, just keep like wondering and just keep trying to try new things out. You feel me?
Nah. That's how I see it. Like for me, like one of my one of my long term big goals is like to just like make a collection of like one of my best works and then start printing them on a t-shirt or a hoodie, and then like start off selling like clothing by doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's how I see like what I want to do.
I mean, it's totally doable, especially with the internet. I mean, you can sell products. I've sold products to people overseas, Germany, Australia. People that don't speak English, just support the brand. You feel me? So this is now's the time to do it. You got access to the world, literally. So don't feel like it's not possible. It's not something you could do, because it's definitely doable. I can tell you that's for sure doable.
Oh, thanks, brother. Thanks. Yeah, that's pretty much all the questions I had for you today. But like again, I really appreciate you spending the time to talk to me, especially since you're a busy man. Like you got things to do, especially after what you just said. You just got another client today, so I just appreciate having you.
Oh man, no, it's all love, bro. Like I said, I'm thankful, and I'm here to help. You got my number. If you ever need me, feel free to shoot me a text, and I'll get back at you. I know I'm not the best, fastest texter. I'm not the best at all. I do the same thing with it's just a lot of people. Guys, I do a lot of social channels and stuff like that, so I get hit up by a lot of people. But yeah, for sure, if you ever need me, bro, definitely shoot me a call, shoot me a text, whatever. I definitely help. And then make sure you check out the blog too, because I got stuff on my blog. I'll be putting like little insights and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
So
I checked out your page. It's actually really good.
I appreciate it, bro. So yeah, definitely, I'll let you know. I'll shoot you, and if I drop any blog articles I think you might like or anything like that, I'll text it to you directly and stuff. So for sure, bro, I got you.
All right, thank you. Hopefully someday I'll get to meet you in person, honestly, and just learn from you in person too.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, I'm in the city. I travel a lot too. So you ever come to the city, bro, just hit my line.
All right, word. Thanks a lot, bro. Have a good one.
All right, man. You take care, bro. Enjoy your day. All right, man. Take care.
You too.
All right, peace.